Hello dear students, I am Mrs. Shubham Rajesh Patil. In the chapter number 1, Solid State, let's study about Unit 1.9, Electrical Properties of Solids. Students, you all know that metals are good conductors of electricity. The outermost electrons of all the atoms in metallic crystal occupy conduction band. The number of electrons in the conduction band of metals is large. Hence, metals are good conductors of electricity. In this picture, you can see the gap between valence band and conduction band, which is very large for insulators. Whereas for conductors, valence band and conduction band are very close to each other, rather they are overlapping each other. This happens in case of metals, and hence metals are good conductors of electricity. The conduction bands in metals can be further labeled as ACE band, which is shown in figure 1.23. This A part is showing ACE band, whereas overlapping of ACE and P bands is shown in figure 1.23 B part. So this depends on atomic orbitals involved in band formation. Band formation in metallic conductors results in delocalization of outermost electrons of all the metal atoms leaving behind metal ions. This is described as cations of metals are immersed in the sea of electrons. The cations of metal atoms occupying lattice sites vibrate about their mean positions. So, in this clip, you can see with the red color the cations of the metal ions which are fixed at certain positions, and blue colored electrons are moving. So you can consider these as sea of electrons in which cations of the metals are immersed. At higher temperature, metal cations undergo increased vibrational motion about their lattice sites. The flow of electrons is interrupted by increased vibrational motion, and as a result, conductivity of metals decreases with increase in temperature. Let's study about insulators now. The insulators have valence band completely filled with electrons and the conduction band is completely empty. So the valence band and conduction band in insulators are separated by large energy gap. This energy gap is called as forbidden zone. So in figure 1.24, you can see large energy gap between valence band and empty conduction band. So here thermal energy is insufficient to promote electrons from valence band to conduction band. As a result, the conduction band remains vacant and the material is therefore called as insulator. Now let's see what are semiconductors. Electrical conductivity of semiconductor material is intermediate between that of metals and insulators. Metalloids like silicon, germanium are semiconductors. Like insulators, valence band in semiconductors is completely filled. You can see here completely filled valence band. Whereas conduction band is empty. So here is empty conduction band. But the forbidden gap, the forbidden zone which is present between valence band and conduction band is small. So at temperature above absolute zero, a few electrons in the valence band have enough thermal energy to jump through the small band gap and occupy higher energy conduction band, which you can see in this clip that as the temperature is rising from the valence band, electrons have gone into the conduction band. Now they are available for conductivity, and here the holes are created in the valence band. So the conduction band becomes partially filled and valence band becomes partially empty. The electrons in conduction band are free to move when electric potential is applied to semiconductors and it conducts a small amount of electricity. So such pure semiconductor material which has a very low but finite electrical conductivity is called as intrinsic semiconductor. Silicon, germanium, they are the examples of intrinsic semiconductors. Electrical conductivity of semiconductor increases with increasing temperature. This is because the number of electrons with sufficient energy so as to get promoted to the conduction band increases as temperature rises. Thus, at high temperature, there are more mobile electrons in the conduction band and more valencies in the valence band than at low temperature. So, we can conclude as semiconductors are insulators at low temperatures and conductors at high temperatures. The conductivity of semiconductor can be increased by doping. Now, this is the process in which we are adding some impurities to our semiconducting material. The process of addition of minute quantity of impurities to the semiconductor to increase its conductivity is called as doping. The added impurity is called as dopant. So here is array of silicon atoms. Silicon atoms are arranged over here in the regular particular manner. In N type of semiconductor, we have added here the impurity of phosphorus. Let's see the types of semiconductors, extrinsic semiconductors. They are further classified into two types, N type and P type of semiconductors. Here is a clip of one diode which is made up of P type and N type of semiconductor. So in N type of semiconductor, increased number of electrons are observed in the conduction band. N type of semiconductor is obtained by adding group 15 element to intrinsic semiconductor which belong to group 14 element. So these are blue colored silicon atoms. Silicon belongs to group 14, in which we'll add impurity of group 15 element. Consider, for example, doping of silicon with phosphorus. Silicon has crystal structure in which each silicon atom is linked tetrahedrally to 4 silicon atoms. So this is one silicon which will be getting linked to another 4 silicon atoms. Now here instead of silicon we have added the impurity of phosphorus. So when small quantity of phosphorus is added to pure silicon, the phosphorus atom occupy some vacant sites in the lattice in place of silicon atom. Here you can see in this figure, yellow colored phosphorus is added in the array of silicon. The overall crystal structure of silicon remains unchanged in this manner. 4 of the 5 valence electrons of phosphorus are utilized in bonding to the closest to 4 silicon atoms. So phosphorus will get linked to these 4 silicon atoms by sharing its 4 electrons, but still phosphorus has one more electron which will remain over here. For conductivity, this electron will get available, which is called as mobile electron. So thus phosphorus has one extra electron than needed for bonding. Because phosphorus belongs to 15th group, it has 5 electrons in the outermost shell. 4 it is sharing with 4 silicon atoms and 1 will be available as the mobile electron to show the conductivity. So silicon doped with phosphorus has more number of electrons in the conduction band than those in the conduction band which is present in the pure silicon. So it is very much transparent that the conductivity of silicon doped with phosphorus is higher than pure silicon. The electrons in conduction band move under the influence of the applied potential and conduct electricity. So here we have compared, like if it is N type of semiconductor, we'll get extra electrons available, just like phosphorus is providing this mobile electron which will be available as the extra electron in the conduction band. Because the charge carriers are the increased number of electrons, silicon and germanium doped with group 15 elements like phosphorus, arsenic, antimony or bismuth is an N type of semiconductor. So for N type of semiconductor, you will have to remember that we are adding such impurity which will provide us extra electron and thus the conductivity of the semiconductor is increased. Let's see what happens in case of P type of semiconductor. A P type of semiconductor is produced by doping a pure semiconductor material like silicon or germanium with an impurity of group 13 element. So just you will have to remember that in N type of semiconductor we have added the impurity from group 15, whereas in P type we are adding the impurity from group 13 elements. These elements contains less number of valence electrons than that of pure semiconductors. So you can see in this clip, silicon array is present. Each silicon is tetrahedrally linked with 4 other silicon atoms. And here is the impurity of boron that we have added. And then we get here creation of hole, which allows the transfer of electrons, and we get the conductivity. So let's consider here pure silicon doped with boron. Boron atoms occupy normal position of some of the silicon atoms in the lattice, as it is shown over here. Here is yellow colored boron. Boron has 3 electrons in the outermost shell. So it has shared these 3 electrons with 3 silicon atoms. But it has 1 less electron, and in this manner here the hole, that is no electron place, is created, and thus the space is available for transfer of electrons. You can see it better in this clip how the electrons can get transferred through the holes. So boron atoms has only 3 valence electrons. It does not have enough electrons to form bonds with its 4 silicon neighbors, and because the charge carriers are holes which behave like positive charge, silicon or germanium doped with group 13 elements like boron, gallium, indium is p-type semiconductor. So that's all, students, about the metals, insulators and semiconductors. Thank you so much for being with me. Have a good day. Stay at home and stay safe.